Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. Guys, if you're just tired of dealing with belly fat, you're tired of your weight going up, you're going down, then it going back up, your clothes not fitting, and you're just ready to be able to get that stomach off and keep it off. Get the weight off and keep it off. In this podcast, I'm about to show you how to never have to struggle with belly fat or your weight ever again, okay? This is one you're going to want to take notes on, all right? Get a paper and pen. And guys, I'm one of those folks, before I dive into this, it's a lot of this information I'm giving y'all, you should be revisiting, rewatching, re-listening to these things, man, because you only go grab maybe one or two things, but it's other things that you should be paying attention to too. It's just kind of like reading a book. You read that book 1 year, and then you read it like a year or two later. You're like, damn, I didn't even know I read that part, but I didn't even think about it back then. You see what I'm saying? Because we all grow. And I say this because I don't want to just give y'all information. I want to teach it to you. That way you get it. That way this shit stick. That way you lose the way that you can keep it off. All right? So with that said, do what you will with the information I just shared with you. So number one, and this is, guys, I've been doing this now for the past 15 plus years. I've helped people drop 30 pounds in 12 weeks. I've helped people drop as much as 100 pounds, all right? And these are the things that I have them doing. These are even character traits that you have to embody if you want to get results and keep them, okay? It's not just meal plan, workout plan. It's not just taking this fat burner supplement, taking this, what do they call it, the sauna suit, the waist trimmer, the apple cider vinegar. No, it's not that shit, okay? These are 5 things I'm getting ready to share with you. If you do them, you will be able to lose weight, you will lose your belly fat, and you will keep it off, okay? Number 1 is this. You have to raise your standards, guys. You have to have standards, man, okay? A lot of times when people think about standards, they think about something like with dating, right? I have a standard on how I want my person to treat me and my non-negotiables. If he too short, I won't talk to him. If she don't have no nice little pretty booty and some nice little breast, I ain't gonna talk to her. Listen, guys, you have to have standards with yourself too. You do, man. A lot of people, I heard this from Tony Robbins. You know, I'm big into personal development. I'm always self-improving, as I feel like you guys should too. But Tony Robbins, he said a statement that just stuck with me when I was in a really rough patch in my life. And he said, we don't get what we want out of life. We get what we make a standard. See, here's the truth, guys. I have, at this point, we just hit like 140-something thousand people on Instagram, followers on Instagram. And it's a whole lot of people in my comments and in my DMs. They'll be like, yeah, I want to lose my stomach. Yeah, I want to lose my stomach. Yeah, I want to lose these man titties. Yeah, I want to lose this weight. But here's the thing. A lot of them ain't putting in no effort. A lot of them not, they just want it. It's a lot of people that want to have a flat stomach, want to have a six-pack, want to have more money in their bank account. But that don't mean they go do what they need to do to get rid of it. Get rid of the stomach and the weight. It's not until we raise our standards that is when we start to be like, man, I'm no longer satisfied with what I'm living, with how I'm living my life no more. Like I remember at one point in my life, went broke. You know, we all as entrepreneurs, if you've ever been an entrepreneur, we all have our ebbs and flows. And in my early, I think I was like 21, 22 years old. And I just remember when my bank account was in the negatives after being in this network marketing company. And I was like really successful in the company. A lot of people knew me and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people aspired to even be like me, you know. And when the company went backwards and went out of business, shit, I did too. And I just remember sitting in my bathroom, like tears running down my face, and I was just disgusted with life. I'm like, man, how the hell did I get here? What happened? I can't live like this no more. And in that moment, I was like, I got to raise my standard of living. I can't just be making money without understanding what's going in and what's going out. I can't live like this no more. I don't want to have to go through the same type of pain and frustration and embarrassment anymore. And so I raised my standards. All right. And even back then, like, I was in business with other people, and there were certain things I would rely on them to do, and there were certain things I was good at that I just focused on. But now I know everything. I do have people that I've hired, but I know how to do every single thing in my business. That way I have control, and I take a responsibility of if something go wrong, it ain't on none of my staff. It's on me. And the reason I'm like that, because I have a high standard for myself. That I remember my dad said one time, he was like, son, you know, I fell out of shape a little bit, but my stomach get too big, I'm going to be right back in that gym. I'm going to be lifting weights a little bit more. You have a standard on how far you willing to let yourself go before that light bulb go off. You be like, oh, hell no. This stomach getting a little too big. It's time to get my ass in the gym. It's time to put down the McDonald's. It's time to stop eating so many Debbie cakes. It's time to stop drinking so much sweet teas and lemonades. You got to have standards, man. If you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you know you 30, 50, 100 pounds overweight, at some point, you got to wake up and be like, man, I can't be living like this, man. Especially if you know you want to make a change. Now, some people crazy. Some people, they don't give a damn, which is, that's them. But I'm talking to the folks who want to change, who is like, you're tired of feeling tired. You're tired of having all that damn weight on you. Your body aching, knees aching, feet swole, you tired, your brain fog, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, erectile dysfunction. You tired of living like that. So you say to yourself, I'm no longer willing to be here no more. It's time for me to raise my standard of living, which requires you to change your habits, change your routines. Can't be eating Debbie cakes all the time no more. Can't be eating fast food as much no more because you're raising your standard of living. That's the first thing, guys. When you change your standards, you're going to start thinking and saying to yourself, what do I need to do to make myself not be in this situation no more? Because I'm not happy here. I'm not happy with my clothes not fitting. I'm not happy when I take my clothes off. I don't want nobody to look at me. You see what I'm saying? You start to make changes because when you raise your standards, you start to look at different areas of your life and you notice that you're not content with how your body looking, how your energy is, how you show up for the people that you love and care about. You're not happy about it, right? And so now we've set the bar higher. Now we're working towards a better situation. If you don't do this part right here, none of this other shit I'm getting ready to tell you even matters because you're going to be okay with being fat. You're going to be okay with being overweight. That's why a lot of people, they can get a meal plan, they can get a workout plan, but they keep falling off because it's not as important to them to make the change because they haven't raised their standards. They okay with still, if it work, if it don't work, it's okay. and they okay with the weight coming back because it's not a standard. It's just I want to do it, but it's okay if it don't work. I just go back to my old ways. I knew it wasn't going to work. But when you make it a standard, man, it's like you draw a line in the sand. It's like, I'm not living like this no more. I don't give a damn. I'm figuring this out. That's what making a standard, when you raise your standard, that's what that looks like. It's not you just trying shit. It's like, I'm committing to this process and it's going to work or it's going to work. That's what raising your standards look like. All right. That's number one. Number two, learning. I'm not about to be a professor when I talk about this, but it's very important that we learn. And this is why, as a coach, I don't just try to preach information because information that's not used is just like your ass didn't learn shit because you're not using it. But when you learn, a lot of people associate learning with memorizing things. Like most people went to college, went to high school and college. We think about memorization, right? You go to school to learn, right? You have to memorize certain words and certain equations and how to do the equations to be able to get pass your test. So you actually get out of school. But in the real world, learning is not about memorization. Learning is about pattern recognition. I'm saying it again. Learning is about recognizing patterns. Even dogs understand this shit. If you ever seen somebody train a dog, they'll have a dog do something. If the dog do it wrong, the damn dog don't get no treat. If the dog do it right, oh, come on over here, Spike, come on over here, get a treat. Then over time, the dog learns, oh, you want me to roll over when you do this little hand action, and then I get a treat. The dog learned. Yeah. Let's put it into human, because I know some of y'all, your ass just, well, I'm not a dog, coach. Well, okay, when your ass was in school, because I remember when I was in school, if I got bad grades, if I got like a D or an F or a C minus, wasn't no clapping in the household. It was they was taking things away. Couldn't look at Dragon Ball Z no more. I couldn't look at Pokemon back then. I couldn't go out and hang with my friends. I learned if I get these low of grades, it's consequences. But when I get good grades, oh shit, they buying me little treats here and there. They taking me to Six Flags. Oh, okay. I just need to keep doing it right. I need to make sure I'm getting better grades. And so how do we take this into the whole fitness and health realm, right? And that's why we're here. Y'all want to lose big old ass numbers. You want to lose weight, right? This is what learning looks like. You say to yourself, self, I'm tired of looking at myself in the mirror and I got this big old ass stomach. Self, I'm tired of having man titties. Self, I'm tired of my clothes not fitting, right? Then you say to yourself, okay, well, what have I been eating? If you've been eating junk food, a lot of fast food, and you notice that you get the itis, you get tired all the time. If you keep eating those foods and you keep getting tired, that means you're not learning from the issue. You're not learning from that pattern. Because I went through the same shit, y'all. I'm not trying to shame you. I went through the same thing for years. I used to wake up every morning, and I was an in-person trainer at this point, early in my career. And I used to go to McDonald's, get me a sausage McGrill. Well, I go to Chick-fil-A and get me a Chick-fil-A biscuit with like a strawberry jelly and a grape jelly, because I was a sugar addict, man. And I noticed after about 5, 10, 15 minutes, I'd be tired. I was on cloud nine when I woke up, excited about eating my McGriddle or my chicken biscuit. 5, 10, 15 minutes later, I'm tired. I got the itis. I want to go to sleep in the car before I train somebody in person. I'm like, damn, this ain't it, man. What the hell going on here? And so it took me a long time. I recognized the pattern, but it took me a long time to realize what I need to change. But when I started to change, the foods that I would eat in the morning, instead of eating that junk food, all that sugar, I started changing, eating more protein, start cooking at the crib, eating more fruits, eating more vegetables, have energy all day. No more brain fog. Because I learned if I eat like this, I'm feel like shit. But if I eat like this, I'm gonna have a smile on my face. I'm gonna be able to have so much energy I can give y'all this game. And so you can start having some energy. So you can take your ass to the gym and have enough energy to work out. But you got to recognize the patterns. Some people, it takes them to be they have to have their back up against the wall for them to learn from their situation. They literally have to be going to the doctor, and the doctor have to tell them, hey man, you got to take this type 2 diabetic medication. Hey, you got to take this high blood pressure medication. Hey, you got to get on this CPAP machine now. Guys, you got to learn from what you're doing, because it's the habits. It's your habits and routines. You can learn from it within that day, week, month. Some folks will take years. But the faster you start paying attention to, if you notice there's like discomfort in your life, like brain fog, you're tired all the time, you're exhausted physically and mentally, these are red flags. Your body is trying to teach you something. And so you have to recognize, what did I do leading up to this feeling? What did I do leading up to me feeling like this or looking like this? What have I been doing? And so we learn by changing the habits. For example, what I just told y'all. Guys, when I changed from eating all that junk food to eating more fruits, vegetables, and protein in the morning, eggs, egg whites, shit like that, and more energy. Now I learned, and I'm not going back. Even though I still would love to eat those foods. It just tastes good, man. It tastes good. But I don't eat food for taste anymore. I eat food for value. When you start eating food for value, at least 80 to 90% of the time, you go lose weight, man. You go lose the stomach. But if all you're doing is eating just based on taste and emotion, I'm telling you, you'll have a hard time. You're a slave to the food. You're a slave to the food. Whenever you're tired, whenever you're stressed, whenever you're angry, whenever you're anxious, you go into the junk food. How you think you're going to be able to lose weight doing that? You're not, man. You're not. And so you have to learn, you have to start recognizing patterns that keep on showing up in your life, all right? And especially if they're patterns that you don't want to keep happening, you have to change something about these patterns, change something about your habits, change something about your routines, change something about your lifestyle. Everybody want to lose weight, but don't nobody want to make it a lifestyle. What the hell you think gonna happen? You gonna lose the weight and gain it back if it's not a lifestyle, because you can't keep doing it. And so you have to recognize that pattern. I recognize that with myself. I'll be honest, y'all. When I started like getting my foot into the whole online fitness and coaching, health and coaching and nutrition coaching, man, I've spent well over $70-something thousand in business coaches. I'm just being transparent with you. And I was very unsuccessful for the first like year to 2 years of trying to step into this industry. I was posting already, even though nobody knew I was stressing and trying to figure things out. But I was going from coach to coach, business program to business program. And I'm like, man, damn, why my coaching program ain't popping yet? Why my following ain't popping yet? I'm spending the money. I should be getting a result. I'm doing something, you know. But the issue was, I noticed the pattern. I'm program hopping for a hack. I was looking for a hack. Some coaches, some business programs will say, hey, you need to be doing webinars. Other ones will say, hey, you need to be doing challenges every weekend. And then other ones will be like, hey, you need to be posting on different Instagram pages to bring more followers and all this shit. I'm like, man, it's just too much. I can't keep giving y'all money and I'm going broke and being broker each month. And it wasn't until I learned, let me just learn the fundamentals on building a business and stop trying to look for the easy way out. Let me learn how to market and create content that people actually enjoy. Let me actually create a program where people are getting results. And me doing these two things, I'll be able to, over time, build a business. Stop looking for the hacks, guys. You got to start noticing the patterns that you're going through, because sometimes you're living in patterns and you're not objectively like stepping outside of your situation and just looking at what are you actually doing. Nobody ever takes time to do that. Sometimes you may need to talk to a therapist and so they can see your situation objectively and they're not in it emotionally. A lot of times, it's so many of y'all have a lot of potential, man. A lot of y'all do. And one of the biggest things that I really don't like about what I do is seeing people who have all the potential in the world to be able to change their life, but you don't see it. And so a lot of people, they do nothing. They stay in the same situation. And if anything, that's like the worst part about what I do, because I genuinely do care. Even though I be talking shit, I talk my shit, I'm gonna keep talking my shit. But I do care about helping people get results. And that's by far the most painful thing I have to go through as a coach, because I can't want it more for you than you want it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you got to start recognizing the patterns of what you've been doing in your life. And if it's not serving you, you need to remove it. Because if you keep doing it, it's going to keep giving you the same results that you've been getting. You got to change something about what you're doing, okay? And that was very humbling thought that I had too, because I thought, you know, I had to point the finger at myself. I'm like, damn, man, I'm spending all this money complaining, but shit, man, I need to start focusing on the main things that get the results. You know what I'm saying? And so that way I can get the most out of the programs that I'm going into. And so now I'm in the coaching program, man, I've had more success than I've ever had. You see what I'm saying? So very, very important. Number 3, persistence. This is a big one because I grew up on hard work, guys. I moved with my dad when I was like 12, 13 years old. Up to that point, before that point, I stayed with my granddad and his 2 sisters. All three of them passed away within like a year and a half. Granddad passed away of a heart attack, had sleep apnea, passed away in his sleep. Then one of my aunties, his sister passed away from type 2 diabetes. All three of them were overweight. Then the other one, she passed away in a heart attack because she didn't have her seatbelt on the road. And then moved with my cousin. He ended up going to prison. Then I ended up moving with my dad. All this happened within like 2 years, y'all. I believe this is one of the reasons why I don't really care to talk to a lot of people, because I've just been through so much. I've had friends, lost friends because I had to keep on moving from house to house to house or whatever. But I don't know why I just said that. But anyway, my whole point is this. I grew up on hard work. When I moved with my dad, I seen this guy wake up every single day. I remember I'm waking up, I hear the garage going up and the garage going down. When he would leave the house, we coming back home every day. This man was working so hard. It made me feel bad as a kid. Like, I was a kid. I'm like, man, if he working this hard, man, I got to be working out every day. Every time he come home, man, I used to be tired. I would just go downstairs and I hit a garage coming up. I'm trying to do some bench press or some bicep curls or some squats or something, because I'm like, man, he working so damn hard. I'm in here rent free. I ain't paying nothing as a kid. And so growing up, I just always had that in me. It was instilled in me. But for a long time in my life, hard work is only going to get you so far. Okay, it's not completely true that hard work is going to get you to where you want to be at in life. It's not all the way true, because you can be working hard and you can be very persistent at doing the wrong things. If you're doing the wrong things, wrong meal plan, wrong way of working out, wrong outlook on how to get results, you could be beating your head up against the wall for not months, but years. That's what some of y'all are doing. You're doing these different meal plans and workout plans that you see all on social media, but it's not tailored to you. It's not personalized to you. You're not doing it in a way where it aligns with the way that you want to live your life. And so you fall into resistance where you're like, damn, man, I can't be consistent with the workout plan. Damn, man, this trainer right here saying I can't eat no protein. This trainer right here saying I gotta eat all these fats. Man, I don't want to eat like this. I can't eat none of the foods I enjoy eating. Goddamn, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of resistance. So some folks get results, but they can't keep the results. They lose 15, 20 pounds, gain it all back. But they're being extremely persistent. I think we've all seen people who they go to the gym and you see them at the gym faithfully, but they still ain't lost no weight. You be like, damn, you come here more than I do. I mean, when I used to do in-person training, and I used to train at this condominium, this guy named Peter. And when Peter would come into the gym and get ready to work out with me, it would be this guy who would be on the elliptical, working his ass off. I'm talking about hauling ass, sweating, dripping. You'd be pulling sweat around the elliptical and everything. And I used to be like, damn, I don't know if anybody gonna want to get on that elliptical right there if they see his sweaty ass on there. And this guy looked the exact same for years. I trained Peter like 3 or 4 days a week. Every week for years. And because I trained Peter like 7 to 8 years. He was one of my best clients in person. And the guy never changed. The guy on the elliptical looked the same the whole time. Never lost his stomach. He had a big old ass stomach. This was before I even started saying big old ass stomach. He had a big ass belly. All right. Legs didn't look bad, you know what I'm saying? But it was just all in his stomach. I'm like, God damn, man, when you go start eating better? Something gotta change. He was persistent with doing cardio all the time, every day. But he didn't have the right plan. That's what happened to some of y'all. You persistent with working out or doing cardio or just lifting weights, but you're not doing all the right things, which causes you not to get the results you want, which causes you not to be able to flatten your stomach, which causes you not to be able to lose the weight and get rid of the belly fat and keep it off. You have to be persistent, but persistent with the right plan, persistent with doing the right things. Otherwise, it's time wasted. It's an empty victory. That's what I call it. Because you feel good because you did something. You get a pat on the back, but at the end of the day, when you're looking in the mirror and you step on the scale, you're disappointed still. Because you're not doing the right things. You're not doing what's required. Doing your best don't mean shit if you're not doing what's required to get the results. A lot of people, I'm eating healthy. Well, it's reading your ass still 50 to 75 pounds overweight. You're not doing something that's required. Are you tracking how much you're eating? Are you measuring how much food you're eating? These things are required to lose weight, guys. Okay? So be persistent with doing the right things. Next thing, got two more. Very, very important, guys. Very, very important. Especially if you want to lose weight and keep it off. Number 4 is understanding how to be grateful. This is important because I know that most people their default is negativity. Most people default to negativity. I was doing client check-ins, finishing up my client check-ins this morning, and one of my guys in the program, his name is Chris. He's down like 35, 40 pounds, something like that. And it's been quite a few months. Been like 6, 7 months. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's journey is different. I know y'all have heard me and seen clients who have dropped 30, 35 pounds in 3 months. 50 pounds in 5 months. Everyone's journey is different because everyone's starting point is different. Some people know a lot more than other people coming into the program. Okay, but here's the thing. I was doing a check-in with one of my clients, and he dropped like 3 or 4 pounds last week. And he said, man, I almost quit because I was on the group coaching call, and Chris had said, man, he down 35, 40 pounds, and it's been like, 7, 8 months. And, as I was giving him his check-in, because I do audio check-ins, sometimes just written check-ins, and I was like, listen, man, you got to want this for you. You can't look at somebody else's situation and look at the negative and damn near be about to quit because of somebody else's situation. That ain't gonna work. A lot of folks default to the negative. You have to look at, damn, well, this person is down 35 pounds. That's a significant amount of weight. And so you have to look at your circumstances as well and be grateful for where you are. Be grateful for what you do have. And I'll say it this way. Even though I'm a coach, that does not mean I'm not human. That don't mean I don't get triggered if I see somebody post some stupid shit up underneath one of my posts. Or if I see a troll that then comment some dumb stuff up underneath one of my posts. I still get triggered the same way. I get angry, right? We all get angry. You step on the scale, you only drop 1 pound in a week. Damn it, you still drop 1 pound. You've been working out for 4 to 6 weeks, and you're consistent in the program. You can drop 10 pounds, but you're mad you're not down 20. But damn, you're down 10 pounds. And you built some consistency in your lifestyle versus what you've been doing the past couple of months or years of your life. You got to stop looking at the negative and you got to start looking at the positive. All right. The men and women who are very, very successful in my program, I noticed they have really positive outlook and attitude about what's going on in their life. Because we all go through life, man. And if every time one little small thing happens, you only drop 1 pound, you didn't drop a pound this week, you got sick this week, and you default to being negative, and you think about quitting, guys, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to have such a hard time losing weight if you don't understand how to be grateful. Grateful puts you in an abundant state. Being grateful puts you in an abundant state of where it's like it starts to attract more success into your life. But if you're negative all the time, people feel that negativity. Nobody don't want to be around your ass because they see you negative all the time. You always gossiping. But when you're abundant, because you're grateful for what you do have, you got a car to be able to go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? You got the money to be able to invest in a coach. You got the money to be able to buy healthy food. Guys, there's people out here who they don't even have money to buy clean water. But you're not grateful enough to know that it's people out here who struggle with not even being able to buy clean water. But your ass, you're not grateful because you're not thinking about it. You don't have that perspective. It's very important. Guys, I understand. I've been on both sides of it. Guys, I used to be training people in the hot-ass sun out here in Buckhead, Atlanta. I used to be passing out flyers for hours trying to get clients. It's some people on social media, some trainers that get on social media and try to do coaching, and they get mad and depressed that they can't get no clients, and it just work. They got to work so hard. I be like, bruh, I used to have to stand out in the hot-ass sun and pass out flyers. You get to sit at home or wherever and just message and build relationships with people to get clients. I would do this shit 10 times over because it's like I'm grateful. You see what I'm saying? Because some people have never just seen the other side of it. You have to put yourself in other people's shoes sometimes. You have to understand how to empathize to see how much worse it could actually be. All right? So be grateful. That's going to help you avoid the negativity loop. Because being in that negativity loop, man, it'll cause you to have a really hard time being successful at anything if you're always negative. All right? And then the last thing, guys, and we'll wrap this up. A couple of weeks ago, one of my coaching clients named April, shouts out to April, she's down 50 plus pounds now. She just got out of the 190s, so she's a little bit over 50 pounds down. She was mentioning to me, and I think she even posted this inside our community as well. She was like, guys, I almost quit. But because we have this community and I see everybody checking in and posting their meals and doing their workouts, like she was just going through a really tough time in her life. You know, I'm not going to get into what she was going through, but it was just a lot of adversity. And she continued to see the notifications of people posting inside the community, and she would look in there and feel motivated, feel inspired. She would go work out. This is why it's so important to not be the lone wolf. Because if she was doing this on her own and she wasn't in a supportive and encouraging community, she would have fell off. Imagine dropping 50 pounds, you go through a rough patch in your life and you start gaining back all that damn weight. It happens to people all the time because they don't have support. They don't have that encouragement. They don't have that accountability. You see what I'm saying? But now she's dropping more. She's down over 50 pounds now. And so your environment is critical. It's not to say you got to get rid of your friends and the people you love and care about now, but I'm telling you, if you're not hanging around people, or if you're not even if it's just a digital community, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like what I have with my coaching clients, to where you can rub shoulders with people who they appreciate being around people who care about their health. It's important to them to get healthy. It's important to them for them to work out. It's important to them for them to eat healthy food. Because when you're in the wrong environment, they start feeling like you're trying to be better than them. They start shaming you for eating good food. Man, go ahead and eat this damn pizza, man. Eat this go ahead and drink a beer with your boy, man. When they got that big old ass stomach. But if you're in the right environment that's supportive, they be like, man, why you eating that food all the time? It's time to eat healthy, bro. I know that don't feel good. Ain't you tired of being 30, 50, 100 pounds overweight? Ain't you tired of not having the energy to be able to enjoy life with your family and do more and be productive? Guys, when you're in the right rooms, they're going to help you ascend faster. But when you're in the wrong rooms, they shame you for doing better. This is one part of being successful that a lot of people don't talk about. And for some people, they actually go back into their old ways because they don't feel accepted anymore in their old support system, their old community of people, their friend group or whatever. That's why I say sometimes you have to love people out of a long handle spoon. But that don't mean you shouldn't continue to grow and become the best version of yourself. Even myself, man, like now that I'm doing online coaching, a lot of my buddies who I used to hang out with when I did in-person training, it's just not the same. They don't understand, like, okay, dude, you don't even see your clients in person. Like, what are you doing all day? They don't understand it. It's just a different lifestyle. It don't mean that we're not still cool, but it's like you have to, birds of a feather go flock together. That's just how it works. Some of the online trainers that y'all see on social media that got a lot of following, I'm in coaching communities with them. And we rub shoulders with each other now. You see what I'm saying? And that's how we continue to grow, because we're in the same environment. We sharpen each other. And so if you're somebody, you're trying to be a lone wolf and you think you're going to be able to figure it out on your own, you may be able to get to a certain point. But if you want to go far, you got to go with a community, man. You got to get into a group of people who are willing to pour into you. You know what I'm saying? Add value to you. Because there's certain blind spots that you not go see. And you be able to get the results so much faster. Imagine being in a community of people who done dropped 30, 50, close to 100 pounds. Imagine the type of information that you can just learn from their experiences being in that community if you starting. So now you can sidestep all the pitfalls that they went through. Now you don't have to go through them. versus trying to do it alone. Then you hit a roadblock, you get stuck, weight not dropping. You're like, damn, what's going on here? Oh, man, it's been too long. I ain't seen the result. You fall off. That's what happens. But what I just shared with you, this is how you never have to struggle with losing belly fat again. You never have to struggle with weight loss again if you start doing these things. Raise your standards. Start learning the way I just shared earlier in the podcast. Being persistent, being grateful, and then get a solid support system. All right? With that said, we out of here. Let's get it. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.